Hi, Dad. Are you finding and blending and making traditions for Christmas? Christmas is one of those holidays that has got a lot of emotion attached to it. Because we're supposed to do things right and people are supposed to be happy and we're people of goodwill. But then all of a sudden we've got our own family, an extended family, a family that your wife has, a family that the husband has. And now we add multiple families if there's divorce or other things happening on. And all of a sudden, all of these Christmas traditions, which were passed down from one side, aren't implemented in the other side. And pretty soon you've got 4 Christmases, one at his in-laws, one over here, one at his family, one at her family, and it just becomes very, very complicated. So a lot of people will just end up saying, we'll just let it happen. We'll just make Christmas, we'll do Christmas, and next year we'll see what happens. But the problem with Christmas and just allowing it to happen is that it allows tradition or your values or the things that you as a family have that are important to you. That's this idea there's emotions attached to it. And one of the things we found in articles that have recently been in the New York Times talk about the fact that a lot of parents have just opted out and said, we're going to let the kids figure out their own stuff. They're going to figure out how they're going to pull this thing together. And the reality is, Dad, you need to set the pace. If you're going to transfer values to your kids, things that they understand and identify with, many times it's going to be you are going to have the transition, and you're going to have to work with your wife or your ex-wife and your new wife. Again, we don't want to get too complicated, but the idea is when you've got a holiday like Christmas that it's got emotion attached to it, that becomes a real opportunity to transfer values. And transferring values through traditions is a way of doing that, because it's kind of, you don't make changes unless there's emotion tied with it. And so there's got to be this buy-in, and the buy-in many times is motivated by things that we understand. Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this stupid thing, Dad? This stupid tradition, I'm just sick of it. So you have to talk about why it is, but then it's this emotional thing that kind of can cement it and move it forward. So don't miss this opportunity. But the flip side of that is understanding there are lots of traditions that maybe need to be blended. Don't have too many. I've got a friend who we have a tradition of Abelskiver, which is it's a cross between a pancake and a donut. It's Danish that we do at Christmas. So I brought him over to a Broncos game, and we served this as just something that people could try. And he's like, wow, man, we should add that to our Christmas tradition. And I'm like, don't add it. You probably got too many of your own. So don't try to have too many traditions. But if you can find a few that have an emotional attachment and that you can add and blend things from alternate families, if you will, and traditions, Christmas starts to get a rhythm to it. And it's not so complicated. You can do this. But what I think, Dad, is many times you're going to have to drive these traditions and allow your wife to help you. Thanks for stopping by.